I want to describe something, and I want you to tell me if this is familiar.
Go ahead.
You wake up in the morning, and before you even sit up in bed, the thoughts start. Today is going to be hard. I am behind. I have too much to do. Nothing ever changes. I am trying, but nothing is working.
And the day has not even started yet.
The day has not started, and you are already exhausted by it.
And someone tells you, just be positive. Think happy thoughts. Look on the bright side.
And something inside you wants to scream.
Because it is not that simple. And deep down you know it is not that simple. And being told to just be positive when life is genuinely hard, it feels like an insult.
Write yes in the comments right now if you have ever felt this way. Just the word yes. That is all we need.
Because today, we are not going to tell you to just be positive. We are going to tell you the truth about positivity. What it actually is. What it is not. And the specific real things you can do every single day to build it genuinely. Not as a performance. Not as a lie you tell yourself. But as something real.
Because real positivity is not the absence of difficulty. It is something much deeper than that. And it is available to every single person listening right now, including you.
Stay with us.
I'm Emma.
I'm Max. This is Real Life English, the podcast.
Let's go. Okay, let us start with the truth, because I think most people have been sold a version of positivity that does not work.
What version is that?
The version that says, always smile, never complain, focus only on good things, pretend the bad things are not there,
Which sounds nice in theory.
and fails completely in real life. Because the bad things are there. The difficulty is real. The tiredness is real. The disappointment is real.
And pretending otherwise is not positivity. It is denial. Denial means refusing to accept that something is true. Pretending a problem does not exist when it does.
And denial is exhausting. Because you are fighting your own reality all day long.
So what is real positivity then?
Real positivity is not about what you feel. It is about where you put your attention.
Say that again?
Real positivity is not about what you feel. It is about where you put your attention.
Because at any moment in your life, two things are always true at the same time. Something is difficult, and something is okay.
Something is heavy, and something is light.
Something is missing, and something is present.
And you get to choose which one gets your attention. Not always, not perfectly, but more than most people realize.
And that choice, made consistently, over time, that is what builds genuine positivity.
Not a performance, not a mask, a real skill. Built one small choice at a time.
Maybe you know this feeling too. You tried to be positive, but it felt fake, like you were lying to yourself.
That is because you were trying to feel positive. That is the wrong goal. The goal is to direct your attention gently, consistently, toward what is real and what is good.
And the difference between those two things, it changes everything. Okay, here is something that most people do not know, and it explains a lot.
What is it?
Your brain is designed to notice the negative, deliberately, by nature.
This is called the negativity bias. Negativity bias means the brain naturally pays more attention to negative information than positive. It is a survival instinct, built in from thousands of years of human history.
Because in the past, noticing danger kept you alive. The brain that noticed the threat first survived. The brain that focused on the beautiful flowers got eaten by the tiger. So your negative brain is not broken. It is doing exactly what it was designed to do.
But we no longer live in that world. The tiger is not coming, and yet the brain is still looking for it everywhere.
In the news. In the conversation you had yesterday. In the uncertainty about tomorrow.
And so the default state of the unmanaged mind is slightly negative, slightly worried, slightly scanning for what might go wrong.
Default means the automatic setting. What happens without conscious effort or choice.
And if negativity is the default, then positivity requires effort. Deliberate effort. Every day.
Not because you are weak. Not because something is wrong with you. But because you are human.
Maybe you know this feeling too. You go to bed thinking, why do I always focus on what went wrong? Why can I not just be grateful?
And the answer is, your brain is doing its job. The question is whether you want to do yours.
And your job is to gently redirect. Again and again. Not once, again and again.
Like steering a car. You do not just turn the wheel once and leave it. You keep your hands on it. You make constant small adjustments. And over time, you arrive somewhere different.
And those constant small adjustments, that is the daily practice of positivity. Okay, let us get specific. Because I think the word positivity gets used a lot without any real explanation of what it actually looks like on a Tuesday afternoon when everything feels hard.
The Tuesday afternoon test. I love this.
The Tuesday afternoon test. Not the inspiration poster test, not the beautiful Sunday morning test, the real test.
So, what do genuinely positive people do that others do not?
First thing, they acknowledge difficulty without living in it. Acknowledge means to recognize and accept that something is true without denying it, without pretending.
So they do not say, everything is fine. Everything is wonderful. Look at the bright side.
They say, this is hard. This is genuinely difficult. And what can I do with it?
The word "and" is doing a lot of work there.
It is doing everything because and keeps the door open. Instead of full stop, this is terrible, the positive person says, this is hard and I can still choose what to do next.
Second thing, they protect their attention like it is something valuable.
Which it is. Your attention is the most valuable thing you have, more valuable than your time. Because how you spend your attention is how you spend your life.
And most people give their attention away to anything that asks for it. The news, the negative comment, the worst-case scenario, the thing someone said 3 years ago that still shows up at midnight.
Positive people are selective. Selective means carefully choosing what to include and what to leave out. Selective with what gets their attention.
They do not ignore reality. They just do not give every piece of reality the same amount of their energy.
Third thing, And this one surprises people. They are kind to themselves when they are not positive.
Wait, positive people are not positive all the time?
Not even close. Positive people have bad days, hard weeks, moments of complete darkness.
And what makes them different is not that they skip those moments. It is what they do inside them.
They do not compound the difficulty with self-judgment. They do not say, I should not feel this way. What is wrong with me? Why can I not just be okay?
They say, this is hard right now. That is allowed. I will keep going anyway.
Compound means to make something worse by adding more to it, like compound interest, but for suffering. You take a hard day and you add shame about having a hard day. And now you have two problems.
And positive people refuse to do that. One problem at a time.
Maybe you know this feeling too. Something difficult happened, and then you felt guilty for feeling bad about it, and somehow that was worse than the original thing.
Stop compounding. Let the difficulty be what it is, without adding judgment to it.
And you will find it passes faster. Always.
Okay, let us get practical. Because everything we have said matters nothing if you do not know what to actually do when you wake up tomorrow morning.
Practical thing 1. The 2-minute morning redirect.
What is that?
Before you touch your phone, before you check anything, 2 minutes, eyes open, just lying there.
And you ask yourself one question. What is one thing, just one, that is okay right now?
Not wonderful, not amazing, just okay. Maybe the bed is comfortable. Maybe the room is quiet. Maybe you slept well. Maybe today has not started yet, and anything is still possible.
One okay thing. That is all.
And your brain, which is scanning for threats, you gently redirect it, just for 2 minutes, toward one okay thing.
And over time, that 2 minutes changes the tone of the whole day. Not dramatically, but noticeably, genuinely.
Practical thing 2. The end of day question.
At the end of every day. Before you sleep. One question.
What was one moment today that was better than nothing?
Not the best moment, not a perfect moment, just one moment that was better than nothing.
Maybe a good cup of tea. Maybe a conversation that made you smile. Maybe 10 minutes when you felt okay. Just one moment.
And you hold that moment for 30 seconds. Not in a dramatic way, just, this happened today. This was real. I am noting it.
And your brain updates its record of the day. Not with the full catastrophe, with one real moment.
Catastrophe means a terrible disaster. The full catastrophe is when your brain replays everything that went wrong and nothing that went okay.
And this practice does not erase the difficult parts. It just makes sure the okay parts are also in the record.
Because your brain remembers what you notice, and you get to choose what you notice.
Practical thing 3. The redirect phrase.
When the negative loop starts, when you catch your mind running the worst-case scenario or replaying the difficult thing, you need a specific phrase to interrupt it.
The phrase is, what is true right now?
Not what might happen. Not what went wrong. What is true right now? In this actual moment.
And usually what is true right now is, you are somewhere. You are breathing. The situation is difficult, but you are still here, still moving, still capable of the next small step.
What is true right now grounds you in the present. And the present is almost always more manageable than the imagined future or the replayed past.
3 practices. 2-minute morning redirect. End of day, 1 moment. And the redirect phrase, what is true right now?
That is your daily positivity practice. Simple, real, and available every single day regardless of how hard the day is.
And now I want to say something specifically for English learners, because this topic connects directly to your English journey.
How?
The negativity bias does not only affect your general life, it affects how you experience your English.
Oh. Yes.
You have a conversation in English. You say 20 things correctly and 1 thing wrong. And which one does your brain hold on to?
The one thing wrong. Without question.
Your brain highlights it, replays it, builds a case around it. This is evidence that my English is not good enough. This is evidence that I cannot do this.
And the 20 correct things?
Gone, forgotten, never counted.
And this is not weakness. It is the negativity bias applied to language learning.
And it keeps so many people stuck, not because their English is bad, but because their attention is trained only on the evidence that supports the negative story.
And what do you do instead?
You apply the same practice. After any English interaction, you ask, what was one thing that worked? What is one thing I did that I could not have done 6 months ago?
One thing. That is all.
And your brain starts to build a different record. A record that says, I am growing. Slowly. Imperfectly. But genuinely.
And that record, it is what makes you come back. Keep practicing. Keep trying.
Maybe you know this feeling too. You practiced your English, and instead of noticing your progress, you only noticed how far you still have to go.
Stop counting the distance. Start counting the steps. The steps are real. They are yours. And they are building something.
Word tour time. Let us go through today's vocabulary, and after each word, 1 line. 1 thing to remember. Max, start us off.
First, denial. Refusing to accept that something is true. Pretending a problem does not exist when it does. Example 1. She was in denial about how exhausted she was, telling herself everything was fine when it clearly was not. Example 2. Positivity is not denial. It is seeing difficulty clearly and choosing where to put your attention anyway. Remember this, denial costs more energy than the truth. Always.
Next, negativity bias. The brain's natural tendency to pay more attention to negative information than positive. Example 1. His negativity bias meant he remembered every criticism and forgot every compliment. Example 2. Understanding the negativity bias does not make it disappear, but it stops you from blaming yourself for having it. Remember this, your negative brain is not broken. It is doing its job. Your job is to redirect it.
Default. The automatic setting. What happens without conscious choice or effort? Example 1. Her default response to difficulty was to catastrophize, but she was slowly changing that default one small choice at a time. Example 2. Negativity is the default. Positivity is the practice. Remember this, defaults can be changed, but only by something deliberate, something consistent, something daily.
Acknowledge. To recognize and accept that something is true without denying it or drowning in it. Example 1. He acknowledged that the week had been hard without letting that acknowledgement become the whole story. Example 2. Acknowledge difficulty. Then ask, and what can I do with this? Remember this. Acknowledging the hard thing is not weakness. Pretending it is not there is.
Selective. Carefully choosing what to include and what to leave out. Example 1. She became selective about what she gave her attention to, not ignoring reality, but not giving every piece of it equal energy. Example 2. Positive people are not naive. They are selective. There is a difference. Remember this, you cannot control what happens, but you can be selective about what gets your full attention.
Compound. To make something worse by adding more to it. Example 1, he compounded his bad day by spending the evening criticizing himself for having had a bad day. Example 2, one hard thing is enough. Do not compound it with shame about having it. Remember this, one problem at a time. Never compound.
Redirect. To change the direction of something, to deliberately steer attention somewhere different. Example 1. Every time the negative loop started, she used her redirect phrase to bring herself back to the present. Example 2. Redirecting your attention is not toxic positivity. It is a skill, a real powerful daily skill. Remember this, you cannot always choose the thought that comes, but you can choose whether you follow it.
Catastrophize. To imagine the worst possible outcome and treat it as certain. Example 1, he was catastrophizing about the conversation before it even happened, imagining disaster in vivid detail. Example 2, catastrophizing feels like preparation. It is actually just suffering in advance. Remember this, the catastrophe you imagine is almost always worse than the reality. Act and find out.
Resilience. The ability to recover and keep going after difficulty. Example 1. Real positivity is not the absence of difficulty. It is resilience, the capacity to move through it and come out the other side. Example 2. Resilience is not built in easy times. It is built in hard ones. Remember this, every hard day you move through is building something, even when it does not feel like it.
And our last word, deliberate. Done on purpose with clear intention, not accidental, not automatic. Example 1, her positivity was deliberate, a daily practice of small conscious choices, not a personality trait she was born with. Example 2, deliberate attention to one good thing changes the whole day. Not dramatically, but genuinely. Remember this, positivity is not a feeling you wait for. It is a practice you choose every day, deliberately.
Okay, now it is your turn.
We are going to give you a sentence template for today. And I want you to say it out loud. In English. Right now.
Fill in the blanks with something real. From your actual life.
Here it is.
Today was difficult, /okay, /hard, /good. One thing that was better than nothing was... And what I am choosing to focus on tomorrow is...
Say it now. Out loud. Fill in your real situation.
Pause. Say it. That sentence, said out loud, is not small. That is your brain receiving a different instruction, a deliberate one, from you.
And here is your comment challenge for today. Write this in the comments in English.
I have been finding it hard to be positive about. But one thing I can genuinely acknowledge is...
Write it. Right now. In English. In the comments. because naming it changes it.
And we read every single comment. Every one.
We are at the end. And I want to leave you with one thing.
Go ahead.
Positivity is not a personality. It is a practice.
Say it again.
Positivity is not a personality. It is a practice.
You do not have to be born with it. You do not have to feel it to do it. You just have to practice it. One small, deliberate choice at a time.
2-minute morning redirect. End of day 1 moment. Redirect phrase, what is true right now?
3 practices. That is all. Start tomorrow morning.
And remember, on the days when positivity feels impossible, you are not failing. You are human. And the practice does not require perfection. It just requires showing up.
Again and again. Even imperfectly. Even on the hard Tuesdays.
Especially on the hard Tuesdays.
Your brain is not your enemy, but the unmanaged brain is not your friend.
Say it again.
Your brain is not your enemy, but the unmanaged brain is not your friend.
Choose which one gets the power today.
The power is yours to assign.
Thank you for being here. I'm Emma.
And I'm Max. Keep practicing, keep redirecting, and we will see you in the very next episode.
Bye for now.
Bye.